The best part of that is Blaine was like a butt cheek into the shot and was like, oh crap, hold it.
Don't move, not
Yes.
yet.
So, yes, hello, LEGO Worlds.
Hello.
All right, excited. We've got Chris and Laws here from LEGO Worlds talking about the game, and congratulations. The game's been fantastic. I've had a chance to play a lot of it, had a lot of fun with it, and you guys have a fantastic showing here on the floor. You have an amazing just diorama, like a LEGO diorama. I build a lot of LEGO, so I got very, very excited to see that. And so tell us a little bit about the game. What you guys got coming up?
So Monday morning we rolled out an online multiplayer update. So we finally got online in the game at last. It's currently a 2-player online mode. After a few weeks, we've sort of got the kinks out of it a little bit. We'll expand that out to 4, and hopefully we can push that a little further. But we'll have to wait and see there.
Nice.
So you guys are going to be actually demoing the game as we talk. So everything you're seeing through the stream right now is actually being played live here on the stage.
So what we've got here is Loz is now currently generating random worlds. So you get this short preview. So you can see there's like really interesting biomes appearing up. So of course we've got this nice volcanic lava sort of biome right next to like a snowy forest.
So it's something like Los Angeles, basically.
Yeah, sometimes. So you can see there's different types of water effects as well, which kind of indicates like it's a swamp. And then across the top you can see we've got some of our previously saved worlds, including a few sort of pre-build ones we made for E3 itself. And I think we're going to go into one of those in a second.
And now, so the bottom right corner down there, the galactic coordinate, is that basically like if you wanted to send this world to a friend, say like, hey, I want you to develop on the exact same world, they could. You can actually use that number.
That's exactly it. So the idea is that the player can kind of just write to their friend and say, hey, check out this galactic coordinate, and then they'll just go along from there, basically. So this is a list of worlds we're going to. Oh, we've lost that one now.
So the game was in Steam Early Access.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you learned through that process?
So we've been pretty heavily interacting with people, which is not something we've always done in the past, but what we have managed to figure out is that there's a lot of people who really like what we do, but also have a lot of opinions and suggestions on how we can maybe update that stuff. So one of the biggest points of feedback on top of the multiplayer mode was the addition of a first-person camera. I've never actually done one before. So when people were sort of like, it'd be really easy to build underground or underwater if you could add a first-person perspective. So we were like, yeah, okay, we should totally do that. So on Monday we added the first-person camera as part of the update as well.
So just kind of like just real quick like that, like all right, let's throw it in.
Yeah, it's still some work that needs doing to it just to sort of get the final few bugs out of there. But we thought, well, it's a good update. Let's get it out there now so we can.
Yeah. And remember, if you're watching at home right now, you can use the hashtag RTE3. We are checking the YouTube chat and also Twitter. So if you have any questions about LEGO Worlds, feel free to ask.
So one of the really cool features of the game, obviously, is its mass sort of landscaping editing. So it's entirely made out of Lego. The world doesn't sort of no like 3D art involved in the actual level designs. It's not really any level design at all. It's all sort of code generated.
Yeah.
And we have these really powerful landscaping tools. So if you wanted to build on like a flat platform, you can just slide across and flatten terrain. That whole mountain range in the back, you could probably get rid of that pretty quickly, rather than having to take it away piece by piece. And then if you did want to go piece by piece, we do have the brick building tool itself. So Loz is far better at this than I am, so that's why we've got him driving the game for us right now. So he can build walls pretty rapidly. So just slide along. The arrow kind of indicates where the next brick will go when you just tap A. Alternatively, you could just hold A down and just slide around the stick and it will go in that direction for you.
So this is a lot better than like putting like a brick in the wrong spot and then cursing yourself after you get like two flat bricks, the 1x4s and push them together. It's like now you have to like pry them apart with your
shatter your nails in the process.
Your fingernails wedge it in there and stuff. Yeah, so, that's old school Lego pain.
So the bricks themselves, we've got a massive palette. I think we've got well over 100 bricks. I don't know the exact number. So we've got things from tiles, even the slanted shapes as well, which is pretty important because obviously if everything was just a 2x4, everything would get kind of like blocky and people wanted more bricks.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of the other feedbacks we've learned from our community is more bricks, please. So we've thrown in as many as we can physically get in at the moment.
That's awesome. The one thing I love about Lego, I love the sort of like old school builds, like the old Technic builds and stuff, and like Lego like was it like Master Team I think it was called, and like the ones where it was like they would take all the kind of basic Lego bricks and turn them into something amazing. And you see a lot more now. You see a lot more kind of specific Lego stuff. Just kind of like I like doing the really old school things.
Yeah, I mean we've focused on some of the sort of what are called the core Lego themes, which are one of the ones they've kind of come up with. And as I was mentioning, I'm not very good at brick building, so we added this list of prefabricated structures. So you can build like a Wild West town pretty rapidly, or a castle. And there's actually a few in the list now that are actually made by players of the game. So we were doing some build challenges over the past 12 months, and several of the items in that list were actually winners, effectively. So we took their model and we put it on display in the game.
Some of the builds that have been done by the public are just phenomenal. Like this is one of them.
So this is a public build.
This is a public build, yeah. And you know, there's some guys out there who are just insanely good at it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So one of the characters is called Intergalactic Girl, and part of the free build challenge we did a while ago was some guy made her a headquarters because she's obviously bright pink, so he made her a bright pink headquarters facility.
Can you talk about some of the characters that we're seeing on screen? I saw like cave people kind of foraging on the ground earlier. How many other NPC types are you going to be able to run into in this game?
So every character that's in the game you can unlock and become them. We have like this sort of micro progression system in play at the moment where to unlock, for example, the caveman, you have to give him his club. So you have to find the club in the chest, and it's the same with like the animals as well. If you want to unlock the horse, you've got to feed him an apple, so you've got to go and break the apple tree. So you kind of unlock things as you go. So now we've got our zombie cheerleader.
Yeah, clearly.
From the minifigures range.
Who throws pies?
Who throws pies, right?
Throwing pies,
Like what else would she do?
Or she can use her grappling hook and sort of whiz around or rock out to a guitar.
Nice.
And a lot of the items that are in there, we tried to give them like a bit of a comedy value to it as well. So if she was holding one of the sort of musical instruments and playing it in front of the other NPCs, they do actually break out into dance and stuff as well. So it kind of gives people a chance to make their own little stories up as they go along. We've also got the paint feature as well, so you can just slide across and just paint the terrain in as you go along from various different biome types. You can go from like crystal, you can add water, lava, loads of different biome types are in there.
Can you talk about your favorite thing that you've seen players make, like those prefabs you were showing us, like the headquarters before?
Definitely the Cloud Palace. That we've actually got it on the E3 diorama. One of the most recent competitions, we said, okay, we'll add the palace to the game, but we're also going to have this master builder called Nathan. He's actually going to build it and put it on the actual diorama itself. So we sent the guy a tweet when we first saw it, and he's just freaked out basically. So he was loving that.
Awesome.
But we've seen some amazing things. I mean, people will make obviously like film stuff that they see from films or TV shows.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's
What
the
you
one.
just built?
That's the castle there.
Yes.
Quite finish it.
Very
He
cool.
didn't quite finish though because he's just going to go and find a flat spot I think to go and do it.
Ah.
But we've seen things like Star Destroyers or people have like remade Mordor in the volcanic biome stuff.
Yeah,
So
kind of the stuff that's like, oh, that's really cool. There's no chance we could ever actually license this, but hey, it's done by fans, so it's all good.
I think the other thing as well is like we've obviously got things like Lego Dimensions and obviously the Lego Star Wars on the way. So they're kind of like our really story-driven sort of licensed titles. Whereas this one we've just kind of gone effectively just poured a bucket of Lego into the world and see what we can do with it. It's been really, really good. And Lego have fallen in love with it as well, which is really good. They're always sort of talking to us, going, "Oh, have you got any ideas?"
Yeah.
There's just so much stuff you can play with in the game. Even while we've been here, we've been kind of just playing around and doing new things. I've been trying to make a stack of these trucks.
Wow. Oh, they're going down.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, there you go.
Just playing with physics.
That
There you
works.
go.
So that works. And then of course, when you want to get rid of them, you can just blow them up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, as you do, you know.
So you can pull out your Lego bazooka and fire your Lego missiles and blow them up.
Oh, great.
Because why not?
Amazing.
And then, just don't walk barefoot anywhere around there. That would be a nightmare.
No,
Yeah.
that's definitely one of the things we've had people say to us this week. Is, at least I haven't still got to step on them this time. So we've had really, really positive feedback from it. And we've got some awesome vehicles as well in the game. So with these, my most fun thing to do is to take one of the drills and just drive through the terrain and just see what kind of tunnels you can create as well. So this is one of the Ninjago drills, and Loz is just going to go straight down now and just plough through. And eventually you can make some really intricate networks of caves and caverns. And we've still got quite a lot of stuff that we want to add as well in the future. So we're looking at, he's destroying the castle now. And the headquarters.
Because I can just put it back down again.
Yeah, true, just put it back. One of the sort of features that's pretty important to us as well is we want to have like towns generating in the game. But also as well, it's important that the actual AI behave like they're in a town. So at the moment, you'll see like sheep will start to flock together in the game now, and you'll see like gorillas sort of having alpha challenges against each other, and then dragons will hang around the volcanic wastelands and kind of do their thing. But we kind of want, so if you have a town you come across, we kind of want like a robber to run out of a brick bank and then be chased by the Lego police officer.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. So you talked about Lego Dimensions and some of the other Lego games that actually have narratives, but there's no quest lines or anything like that in this game, right? But it sounds like you have some kind of little hints of narrative if you have robbers running out and things.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the idea of it being alive, but we do have like what we call quests. They're not kind of like the full like logbook kind of quest stuff you might see in something like an RPG, but what we do have is you may see a character with like a thought bubble above their head. So an example would be you might walk in the middle of a desert and you'll find just like a deep sea diver walking around and he'll have like a water bubble above his head. He's basically asking you to generate him some water so he can go diving. So as soon as you sort of lay the water down for him, he'll hop in and he'll give you like a stud collection reward instead. And then the studs are used to unlock the actual characters in the grid afterwards.
Yeah, so it's like you find the polar bear in the desert and you got to look for the lost, the hatch and everything.
It's called global warming, Jack. No, so you talked about, you just came out with this big update on Monday. obviously the question people are going to ask is when can they expect the next update and what are you looking about? You're talking about the bigger picture for what you'd like to do with towns, but what are some of the smaller tweaks that we can see coming up in the near future?
Controls and UIs, something that we're always tweaking, we're always playing with. We actually did add another control tweak to this update as well, so people have like a secondary way of controlling the vehicles. So there's definitely going to be tweaks made there. Hopefully we're going to add like just more content to the game, basically more characters, more vehicles.
Well, since we added the multiplayer update on Monday, we're really looking for feedback on that. We're really happy to hear what people have to say about it, and if they say, oh, we'd love it if you added this kind of item, that would make it more fun. We've come up with this idea for what we could do in multiplayer.
Yeah.
We're really keen to get that feedback and then we can put it in.
Yeah, that's kind of a common theme we've heard, like as we've been doing this last few days, is talking to developers, and they actually listen to so much community feedback. And I think a lot of people don't realize how often the developers like, oh no, we're on the forums and we're watching all this stuff, and we will alter the game based on what the fans want. And so it's good to hear that again. Like you guys are actively listening to your community.
We're actually talking as well. We're on we actually reply to people directly on the Steam forums, and we've done like dev diaries and like technical documents of how we've made the sky and with all the changes and tweaks we've done there. So we've really put ourselves out there quite a lot.
That's really cool.
Absolutely.
Now, any idea if this is ever going to come to any consoles or anything? Or are you going to be pretty much Steam only?
We're pretty happy with Steam at the moment. We were intending to make the online multiplayer kind of like the final milestone of early access, but we've had such a great response and reaction with our community basics that we're definitely going to stay in early access, definitely for the rest of this year. Probably into early 2017.
Oh wow!
Okay. Is that when we could maybe expect possibly a future full release?
Maybe we'll have to wait and see on that
2017,
one.
hopefully. Wink, nod.
Maybe we'll have to wait and see on that one.
We just want to make the game's so good. We just want to make sure it's absolutely perfect. Before
No,
we
it's really
release
cool.
it.
I think honestly, like it's not like a game we can't get our hands on. Like you're able to play the game, you're able to see how it progresses. It's really the best way to not only tweak the game for you guys, because a lot of people who are out here who don't have their games in early access take events like E3. They're like looking to see how players play, and then they're going back and retooling. You guys are having that opportunity all the time, so it is really cool. People still get to play and kind of satiate that feeling.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's been good. We've had really positive reactions to a lot of the stuff that's gone on. We always get to ask the same like 5 or 6 questions by like people who just arrived for the first time. You know, like where's the multiplayer? Where's the more bricks and stuff. So, but when we have had some really sort of zany ideas and suggestions come through, and occasionally like we'll just sort of sit there and just like jot them down and go, okay, well, maybe we can do something with those in the future.
The wish list for the future.
Yeah.
Now, what's the most like zany or weirdest thing you've seen built in anyone's world?
Well, I just saw a herd of cattle, bulls come up.
Yeah.
I think what's
It
the
was
weirdest
pretty
thing?
zany.
Well, I'm from Texas, though. That's kind of, we're sort of a
Fair
little bit
enough.
used to that.
So we've got
They're walking on 2 legs.
So here we go. So these are the
Okay,
the Minotaur.
Minotaur.
And he's now playing the guitar in front of them. So as you can see, they're all now sort of dancing. They'll start break dancing eventually. There you go.
There we are.
Spinning around.
Oh man, where's
Amazing.
Ryan? Ryan would be freaking out right now. That's great.
That's incredible.
It's just a massive sandbox, so you can do pretty much anything.
Well, so you've got new, you have multiplayer now. Any idea of maybe doing some kind of PvP or any kind of like competitions within multiplayer? Or?
We're not forcing modes. It's literally the single player game, just expanded upon. We're not trying to sort of shoehorn people down into like a race mode or a capture the flag mode like that. It obviously works for some titles. We think that the idea is people should make their own. Kind of similar to what your Let's Plays have kind of been like in the past. So we want people to kind of take that idea and go, well, actually we have way better ideas than you, so we want to do our own mode.
Well, that's always fun, It's like, this be a game where you can, or you can, we could actually go through and make a track of some kind of nature, and it's kind of like,
Yeah, so we've seen some people make their own sort of capture the flag courses, or we've made some incredible racetracks already, even the past few days.
Wow.
So it's good that we can sort of have them.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my goodness.
A kangaroo is fighting.
Whoa,
he's angry.
Whoa, I've tamed
Oh, nice. You tamed him.
So obviously humor is kind of
he
one
knocked
of
down the camel.
No, the camel was just lying down.
Oh,
So
he was lying down.
A lot of
Oh,
these
I
guys
thought
have
the
like
kangaroo
idle
got him.
animations. So this guy, because he's obviously a kangaroo, what a kangaroo is famous for, in a bit of a cliche, is boxing.
Oh yeah.
So this guy, and eventually he's just going to start shuffling into a little jar. There he goes. A little shuffle.
A little leg shuffle.
He is the greatest.
So we tried to add some, humor to the games as well, because that's probably really what we're known for, is adding that humor element
Lego
to the
is
game.
very well synonymous with
It needs to be
humor
funny.
and
It needs to
being
be funny.
self-referential.
So, and every animal's got their own unique ideals. They've got interactions. There you go. So he's fallen over. He's lazy, and up he gets again. And we did like a full actual animation dev diary with our lead animator, and he sort of broke down all the different bits and pieces and just how much work goes into actually animating one thing. Even I didn't understand it, and so I was sat there learning as well. It's been really cool.
There are multiple different Lego games and different genres and different styles. Do you guys share any assets between you, or is it all like you kind of all like everyone sort of has their own toy box that they keep from everyone else?
No, there's definitely cross communication. I mean, a lot of the guys in some of our sort of core tech teams, they do work across the different games anyway. So the animators generally do sort of blend in all the different games anyway.
I really enjoyed the fact that you were trying to get away from that kangaroo, and even the minotaur was like, I gotta get the F out of here. That kangaroo's crazy.
So we've even the guys who don't actually work on the game sometimes, you'll get them like tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, you've got 5 minutes, what's going on next sort of thing. So it's been really, really good.
Nice. And so, I mean, you have the sort of pre-built stuff. Like, how often, like, if a new set comes out, for example, like they just released the new the Big Ben set's coming out, I know, pretty soon. Like, will that ever translate and actually pop into the game? I mean, is that stuff that you kind of keep in active, contact with Lego, I guess, corporate and say
I mean, there's been interest in them to put some stuff in there. We have already got one sort of creator set in the game at the moment. We're probably going to change the way that actually behaves.
Okay.
It's something more like a prefab building rather than like a full dedicated set. But there's definitely interest of us to sort of do things either old or new, really, sort of just throw it in there. But we don't tend to sort of stick with buildings stuff in there. We do tend to go mostly with the characters and the vehicles.
Well, this game is obviously just perfectly in line with Lego's core values, creativity and building, and we think, I mean, they love it.
Yeah.
They're absolutely, loving everything
now,
about it.
Any chance that maybe, like, I don't know if it's pie in the sky kind of dream, but like, could it do something where I could build something in the game and then I could be like, hey, I would like to purchase this, and then Lego's like, oh, here, we'll send you the blocks to make something you made in the game? Is that something you have on your list of cool things?
They used to do that with their digital designer that they have, but I think it was logistically like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
Awesome.
maybe if it's popular,
Maybe in the future.
Who knows?
Well, thank you guys.
We'll put a post-it into them.
There you go.
Sorry. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You saw Lego World there. The demo looks really, really fantastic, you guys.
Thank you.
I can't wait to play a guitar and make minotaurs love me and run away from kangaroos.
Excellent. Well, Chris and Laws, thank you so much for coming by and showing us Lego Worlds, and I'm ready to get back and try some more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.